Hi, this is Damien Muir from Burmad Water Technologies, and today I just wanted to give a brief demonstration of the Sensus Collection mobile drive-by software for Android devices. And so here we have our Android device home screen here, and we have the Diovaso dashboard. So we open it up, and inside that we can see there's been a number of different application softwares that have been developed for the SensusRF devices. So the first one here is the collection station. Now that's a great little application if you have a standalone, single, fixed or drive-by network that you want to read. The next one here is the Finder. The Finder will sniff out all the meters, SensusRF meters in the area. It doesn't have a designed route, it will just sniff out all the ones in the area and return the values and alarm conditions. There's the data logger, and the data logger has the capability of downloading the 2,880 point data log inside the SensusRF device or meter. There's the config application, and then that allows you to change some of the parameters of the SensusRF device or meter, such as the data logging frequency and the thresholds for the data log, what defines a leak, what volume over what period of time, etc. But the one we want to talk about today is the collection mobile. So what we'll do is we'll click into here on an Android device, and we're going to log in as we have the portable Android device as a meter reader. So Burmad_Damien is the meter reader that I'm logging into. And when we log in, we can see there's no routes that have been assigned to me as yet. So next what we'll do is we'll show how you will then import a route, assign it, and how it's read and then exported back. So we'll run through that process fairly briefly. Okay, so the Sensus Collection mobile software is actually a server-based system. So here I've logged into the software on the PC, and as a route administrator I can generate as many routes, as many other administrators and meter readers as I like, but we won't go through that in this brief demonstration. But what we'll do is we'll just show how we import a route. So we'll go to routes here. Now we want to import a new route, so we select a file. Now this would typically be a file, even if it's slightly modified, but a file that would come directly out of your billing system. So we will select here file, and there's a number of fields that we'll have to assign. So the first one here, in red here, we have some mandatory fields, so it has to be a unique ID for each site location, site ID, route name, could be whatever name you like that you associate with this particular route. The next one here, AMR channel, which would be over here. This basically tells it if it's a radio transmission or manual read, as for example. We have the grayed out ones here, all optional. You can add as many fields as you like, which are relevant to the meter reader or information you want to pass back and forth. So street number, street. Of course, if it is a radio device, then we'll need to have a radio address that's assigned to it. So it's semi-mandatory depending on what the meter is. So this one here takes a pulse input, so we'll need to tell it what the pulse weight is. While these are IPL meters that will just read from the internal register. So the next one here is the unit. And I've actually put in here some GPS coordinates. This is a mock route in a location of air. So we'll just put in here some latitude and longitude figures in here. Now, it automatically detected that it was a comma separated. It does automatically detect, but you can select your delimiter that you like. Choose your date format here, so we'll choose our date format. Once we all have that established, then we can save this template. So you only need to do that matching of the field once, and we can call this one template, we'll call it air. So next time we have an imported route, in the same file format, we can just apply that template every time, and it's a very quick process. So now we want to import that file. If we've made any mistakes or fields that haven't been included, mandatory fields, it will come up as an error and let us know, but it should come up all clear here. And we've imported our 47 meters in our route. So you can see our route here. Now we can assign it to a meter reader. So here we can assign it to myself, Burmad Damien. We can set it a schedule, so we can do a number of routes that we import, and we can have a whole week schedule or whatever you like. You can put in here, but we'll just make this one to do right now. So we can even add a comment. So please complete ASAP. And then we can save that. And now we can see that that's been assigned to myself. So now we'll go back to our tablet and we will run our route. Okay, so after we've logged back into our Android device, we see the route's been assigned to us or the meter reader. So if it doesn't, if you're already logged in, it hasn't populated straight away, you can just simply click the refresh button there and it will come up and sync in all the routes that have been assigned to that meter reader. So we can just simply click on the route we want to read next and open that up, and it'll show you a list view of all the routes, of all the meters I should say, and then we can go into the map view, and because we've imported the GPS coordinates, it will show all the meters that are to be read in that particular area. So you can see they're all grayed out. So we can just go ahead and select read all, and then it'll do the connection to the radio receiver that's talking via Bluetooth to our tablet here. And once it starts reading, you'll see the changing colors there. Now all the meters, as you can see, it's read all the 47 meters yet. It's just the counters hasn't quite kept up there, but in a larger area you'll see all the meters that are read within half a kilometre or more, depending on what the geographical area is like. Will start changing colour, showing that you've read them all. All the meters, whether it's 1 metre or 200 metres, if you're within the listening range, you'll read them all within 15 seconds. So it's very quick reading, and you can see there's different colours there, and they represent, green is showing no alarms, and orange is saying there is an alarm present. So for example, what we'll do is we can select this meter here, and we'll bring a pop-up window showing the details of the meter, where the address is, but you can open for more details. Now this will bring up the street address, all the information we've basically imported there. Now it's saying it's an alarm. It does tell us it's medium absent. Because this is an IPEL meter, which is a magnetic flow meter, it can detect if there's water inside the meter or not. So medium absent, really telling us either the line is getting completely drained or the meter has been removed. So we might want to investigate that to have a look more, a bit more detail. So what we can do is we can actually go back to that particular meter, and when we click on it, we can say, okay, we want to actually go to this meter. I'm not familiar with the area, say. I can show a pathway. I'll just draw a line from where I am to where the meter is. Or we can click on navigation with Google Online, where we'll give you voice activation directions to the meter itself. So if you wanted to get more information about that particular alarm, the medium absent, what you can do here is we can click on the read here, and on the top right and read semi. Now the read semi is gathering more information than what you would get from just a standard meter read, where it will tell you what the alarm is, or if it is an alarm, the consumption, signal strength, etc. But this is reading a bit more information from the meter, so it can take a little while. We do recommend to be a little bit closer to the meter, within a couple of 100 meters rather than like up to a kilometre where you could just read it basically. So here we can add a comment. So we might go to the meter, find out it's been removed for whatever reason. So we can say here, okay, let's say that's meters missing as our comment. So we can save that. And then after we've saved that, we might see that it's not there. So let's go to camera here, and here is obviously it's a mock route here, so we'll just take a photo of this meter that's sitting here. So I'm just streaming this, so it's a little bit of a lag to what's actually going on with the tablets, but we'll take a photo of that. Now, that photo, we'll go, okay, yes, we want that picture. So now we've come back, and we can see here that there's a picture associated with that. We can see the alarm here. We'd see when it started, and because this is again a mock trial where we've taken the meter, had water through it and then taken it out, it's got a start date without a stop date. So if it was an alarm that started at a particular time and stopped at a particular time, it would tell you the alarm, when it started, when it stopped. And there might be multiple alarms, and it'll tell you the status of each one as far as when the event happened and if it's finished, when it finished. So now we can go back, and we can do that, obviously go through whatever alarms might be more relevant for more investigation. We can go there and get some more information from them. So now we can go back to the route here, and we now say it's complete. And we'll send that across. Now with no pictures associated with the route, this transmission wirelessly back to home base will take a matter of a couple of seconds. But the more photos you're going to send with the file, obviously it's going to be a bigger packet file, so it really depends on your connection speed. Now this doesn't have to be done out in the field. If you don't have internet connection when you're out and about and you're in a black spot, you can always go back to the office or go anywhere where there's a Wi-Fi connection and transmit that back. So once that's finished, we will then be able to log into our server. So again, we're simulating the man back in the office, the route administrator who can then look at the report and all the meters being read. So we'll just go do that now. Okay, so the route's being transmitted from the Android device, wherever that may be, wirelessly back to the server here, which we can access via the PC back in the office. So we can see here, it has a status of assigned, but we can refresh that and it will show it's been completed. Now, when you actually have, you might have a number of routes, a number of different meter readers. When you refresh that, it will change from being assigned, it'll show you if it's in progress, that the meter readers are currently reading all the meters. Once they've finished everything, of course, it will come up as complete. So we can click into that, have a look. It will give you again a table summary of all the meters that were read. In here, we can see details. We can see it has a semi readout, which is the more information about the alarm. Oh look, we've got a photo here and a comment. So we can sort this by site ID, filtering here. Increasing, decreasing, with any of the fields. We can have a look here. We can see, we can sort by any particular alarm and just bring up those meters with a particular type of alarm. We might want to just have all the meters with just have a comment on there. So we'll just select that, we'll just have the 1 meter there. So there's a bit of filtering you can do on that. So we want to click on this and find out what happened here. So we can click on the detail. We can look at the photo that came up. So obviously it's going to stream through here and download the photo, and again that will come as part of a report if it's critical alarm. And we can see here on the readout here, we can see an alarm. So we know when it was read. It was read on the 1st of the 2nd, 2019. It's a particular time. But there was an alarm that was raised on this date, this time and date, but it hasn't been cleared yet. So that could be for leaks. It might be a leak that's happened for X period of time and then stopped. So we can close that up there. So again, we can go back to here. We'll clear all this filtering. Okay. And we can, from here, we can do a number of things. We can create a report, progress report. We might do all the meters with a route, with all the meters with the alarm, I should say. But what you ultimately want to do is you want to export this meter read and you want to put it back into your billing system. So again, we can help with this process. It is a simple process, but there may be some assistance we can offer as far as with the API and the integration back into your billing system. So here again, we want to choose what fields we want to feed back. So things like street address might be relevant to pass in and out. It's helpful for the meter reader, of course, to know where the meter physically is, but it's not information we need to put back in our billing system. The site ID will associate it with the correct customer, but we can add any parameters we like there, and we can change the order. But once we've got that all set, change our file format. Again, it's just like importing. We set all those parameters up the way we want to have them fed back into our billing system, and then we just save that template. So we save that template, and again, when we're exporting every time, it's a very simple process. So look, as I mentioned at the beginning, it wasn't a demonstration. I wanted to show every facility of the collection mobile software, but I wanted to give a brief demonstration to show how simple it is to use and the basic key factors of the software. Thanks very much for listening, and if you need any more technical information, please contact BMAD Water Technologies and we'll be happy to help. Thank you.